Hi guys, so this past year I decided to take on a new craft called Automata. Well, it's not a new craft, but it's new to me. This one is one I like to call Silly Goose. And the top part's made out of clay, as you can see. And this Silly Goose is performing for all these little bugs and the chicks. I also put butt cheeks on the back. And that white thing on the bottom is supposed to be an egg. For this one I tried to make it as simple as possible, while at the same time making it very clean. This is the cleanest one compared to all the other ones that I made. You can see that wheel on the right spins it while at the same time it lifts it up. There's something so satisfying about just being able to make something work like this. That's why when I first saw Automatas, I had to start making my own. This one was also a lot of fun to make. This one is actually the first one that I ever made, which is kind of crazy because you can kind of make stuff out of nothing. Like, I used a pencil for the center part. Then I used fishing weights to weigh down the marshmallow wooden dowel enough for it to have friction with the other wheel, if that makes sense. When I didn't have the weights on it, it just wasn't working properly. And that box is just made out of cardboard and hot glue. And you see this kind of roasted spray at the top. The way I did that is I just blew on a marker really hard to get that kind of effect. I'll show you how. So you get a Sharpie, for example, and just blow on it and it makes that cool little spray paint effect. This next one's made out of a Chick-fil-A cup. Even used the straw. And I wanted to be able to see the mechanism inside, so I made it into a mouth. Surprisingly, this one didn't get that many views on Instagram when I posted it, but it's definitely one of my favorite. Like, when I first made this one, I was thinking Chick-fil-A should definitely sponsor me for this. Starbucks should also sponsor me for this one, because I used this Starbucks cup that I was gonna throw away, and I made this cool little worm popping out of an apple. Whoops. I also used the green straw. This little guy looks super cute. It's made out of wood, and the apple's made out of clay. Should I make a tutorial on how to make these? Let me know in the comments. Sometimes when I'm in the process of making them, they don't end up turning out right the first time, but it's fun to be able to eventually get it right. And look how adorable he looks. This is a character you might recognize. I got this little ornament at Hallmark store, and yeah, it's Woodstock from Snoopy. I got this during Halloween time. If I painted the wood black or maybe made it into like grass, it might look better, but this was just for fun. I don't really plan on displaying this one somewhere or anything like that. This one's hilarious, and it's one of my favorites. A little ladybug holding a trumpet, and on my Instagram I added a really funny song to the background. It's the Despacito song, so you get the point. But something really cool about this mechanism is I used the square piece of wood instead, and it makes him dance around while hopping at the same time like that. Pretty cool. This next one I made is loved by a lot of people. I made it completely out of cardboard and cardboard tape. Oh yeah, and clay for the eyes. This one's super cool because it actually looks like the bat is flying. And look how simple it is. It's literally just wire and hot glue. And a few pieces of wood. But yeah, look at him fly. It actually looks like the same movement from a bird. So that wire on the left and that wire on the right are basically in place while the middle wire is pushing it up and down. Pretty cool. This next one was kind of an experiment and it didn't end up turning the way I wanted it to, but maybe you have an idea on how I can make it work properly. The idea is for this fabric at the bottom to make the wheels roll, but the dowels that I use just don't grip onto the fabric right. I added hot glue to the dowels so that it could kind of grip better, but it didn't end up working the way I wanted it to. Maybe if I added some spikes to the pieces of wood to kind of grip onto the fabric better, or add a gear or something inside of it, I'm not sure. How would you fix this idea? I definitely want to try to make another one again, but maybe a lot cleaner. This one's also just made out of a toilet paper roll, I think it was, or a paper towel roll. a bunch of other random stuff, but it's kind of like a steampunk type of theme. This one is the smallest one that I've made so far. So it's just 2 little milk duds. One of them got bitten already, and the other one is basically trying to get away. Some of the ideas that I come up with are just kind of on the spot. Like, I saw the milk duds box and thought, I should definitely make this into an automata, and I just made it right away. This one's basically just made out of wire and hot glue, and those 2 little beads on each side to hold it in place better. And the figures are made out of clay with some wire arms. This last one is made out of a toilet paper roll, and it's basically supposed to be if flies were giving reviews for the garbage that they're eating. Like this one says, rotten banana, my favorite, 5 stars. This is garbage, I love it. And I put a rotten banana and 3 flies. I feel like it replicates the movement of a fly pretty well. If you guys want me to make some tutorials on how to make some of these little things, let me know in the comments below. I just thought it would be interesting to show the certain ones that I've made so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more. Okay, bye!